Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? We got a thumbs up, lots of thumbs up. Wonderful. I see we have some people on individually. I see looks like a watch party in Aurora, I'm guessing, with Amy's name over there. I love that. Thanks for being on today. I see people coming in from the waiting room too, so we'll have a few more people popping in the next couple minutes, I'm sure. If this is your first time with me, I am Amy Stack. I'm the Mid-American regional tech trainer, and I have one of my friends and amazing regional tech trainers, Jannel Gonzalez, on here with me as well. And she has been teaching this class all over the region, has been getting rave reviews. So I asked her if she would come present it for you guys. So thank you for showing up. I hope we're all here to learn about Canva. If you haven't heard, there was a big announcement. KW has partnered with Canva. We now have an enterprise agreement, so everybody has KW Canva accounts. So we're going to start with the basics today, and then we will get into some more advanced pieces as well to show you. If you're already familiar with Canva, you'll be able to take away some really pro tips to work into your business. And Jannel did build in some Q&A time as well. So if we need that, we can take advantage of that. Jannel and I are both also Labs advisors. I think that's where we first met, was through Labs advisors. So she's been very passionate about KW and the technology and has always had amazing things with Canva. She's one of the ones we always go to ask for questions. So I was so excited and happy that she agreed to come on and do this for us. So with that said, Gonzalez Jannel. Jannel, would you like to add anything to that? Introduce yourself a little more. I don't want to steal your thunder too much. I know
No,
you
thank
got
you
some
so
good
much.
back.
I have been doing technology for over 20 years. So anything tech-wise, like hardware, software, graphic design, app development, website, anything. I'm a real nerd. So I just like to say that because I get really carried away sometimes, and I just want you to slow me down or stop me if you have any questions, because this is my passion, is tech. So I've been with KW almost 10 years. So yeah, I'm really excited to show y'all Canva today and the possibilities. So whenever we have this enterprise flagship with Canva, it means that we also have the ability to use our network for our advantage. So that means KW templates, branding, and as far as we can share with each other. So that makes a lot of difference. So are we ready to start, Amy? Are we good, you think?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so
You take
there's a
it
couple,
away.
thank you. There's a couple of things that I want to just talk about right off the bat. So there's a lot of people have been asking me what happens to my personal Canva, what happened, or how can I bring that stuff over? First of all, there is a way that you can share your Canva designs. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that. You can also download all of your old stuff and import it into the new stuff. Um, and yet I would implore you to just kind of look at your Canva and see if there's anything in particular you want to share over. Because when I was I was just going to wipe everything from my old one, bring it over. There was things that I had that were just junk. So be specific with those. I'm going to show you how to do that. And we're going to start off. So let me share my screen. I'm so excited. Let's see.
And while Jannel's pulling up her screen, if you guys could put in the chat, yes or no, have you already registered for the KW Canva account? Yes or no? Getting a couple yeses in the chat. 5 minutes before class. Woohoo! All right. We got one no so far, a couple of no's. All right, you guys are in the right spot. It's very quick. It's only a couple of clicks to do it. So feel free to follow along.
All right. So let's start off. I want to show you all a few things. So if you haven't signed up for Canva yet, you can either go to canva.kw.com and that will take you to your command login, Or you can go into command, and once you've logged in, there's going to be a blue banner at the top that says start designing with Canva now. And that will just take you right into KW Canva, which you'll know you're in the right place because you see a red banner at the top. So let's see. Okay, it
And
looks
I
like a
just
lot of
dropped
you
the
are.
link in the chat.
Oh,
Mhm.
thank you. It looks like a lot of you are already connected. So one thing I want to show you while some of you are still connecting, in the bottom left of your account, if you are on the Canva page, you'll see that right there. If you click on that, it should have your initials. Mine just says KW, but yours should have your initials. You'll see an email right here that you probably have never seen before. So that says, for me, it says 449 767 at canva.kw.com. This email is only for single sign-on. It's only to get you into Canva. You're not receiving any emails there or anything of that matter. It's just to get you signed in. Now, if you have used Canva before and if you're familiar with the app, this is how you would log in with this email. So make a note of it. I usually have people take a screenshot or just jot it down, because this is the email you will also use if you're trying to share designs over from your old account into your new account. So right here, if I were to log into my phone, I would say continue another way. I would say with a work email, and then I would use this email right there. Now, if I was in a personal design, in my personal account, I can always go to any design and I can click on the three little dots and I can say share, and I can put that email here and it will share over to my KW account. So I usually like to just cover that because those are kind of the main questions that I usually get. Even if you wanted to take down your Canva and you wanted to take it down to the free version, it doesn't matter. You can definitely do that, because if you share it over to this KW account, you still get all the pro features. So I have a lot of people who have been saying, I don't want to lose everything. You're not going to lose anything. It's just going to become the free version, which means you don't get the bonus features in your personal one. But the great part about this flagship is in our KW Canva, we get all of the pro features. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, before I go on, did anybody have any questions about that? No?
Doesn't look like it. I did put the Canva link in the chat, and then I put a little graphic in there with some directions. If you like more like step-by-step directions, and I'm about to put a YouTube video as well if you want to refer back to that with what Jannel just covered.
Thank you, Amy. Angie, it looks like you have a question.
Yeah, so I just want to verify if we share whatever designs in our personal Canva to our KW Canva, we can just downgrade our personal Canva to the free account, but all of our old designs will stay in there, but some of the features may fall away, but we can still share it over after it's in the free version.
You got it.
And
You got
kind
it.
of keep it active, but the free version. Does that make sense?
You got it. You nailed it. That's
Okay.
actually what I suggest, is just keep it active, and then if you need anything, just share that over. That way you're
Okay.
not getting all of the clutter that you might have if you're like me, which in my personal account, it's a mess.
Same.
So okay, perfect. You nailed it. All right. So now that we are in the Canva, I want to go over a few things. So right here in Home, you're going to see all of your recent designs. You'll also see right here in Template, sorry, you'll see right here in the middle of the red banner, it's kind of purple and it says templates. These are all Canva's designs. So one of the things that I like to touch on is that Canva has a very elite designer program. So nothing that you see in there is going to be ugly. Everything's going to be high quality. And so you are always welcome to use any of those templates. what I implore you to do is take a look at them with a different lens. So for example, if I'm right here, this might be a collage of it says my happy place, and it's a video of someone on vacation, nice weather. What I see when I look at that, I see a virtual tour, and I just see a videos of home, and then I see in the text, I see office, um, kitchen, those kinds of things. So just be creative on that. There are real estate templates. I just think that you might want to open your mind a little bit to that. Now, here's the thing. You get access to all of these templates, but you also get access to all of KW's templates, which are already branded for you, and they already have all of the things that you need. So you don't have to think of, oh, okay, I need to add a logo. Oh, I can't forget to write each office is independently owned and operated. So yes, these are Canvas designs, but right here, so home is Canvas designs. In brand, and I'll talk about the other two, but in brand right here, this is where you're going to have all of KW's designs. So if you were to click on brand, you're going to see all of these templates. Now, every time I look in here, there's a new template added. So I know that they've been adding them, and I know that they've been hard at work doing that. So you can come in and see what you would want to make or anything of that matter. Right now, what I'm going to go over is just one that kind of has all the features for you, because I just kind of want to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search, well, actually, I'm going to use this one, modular for sale flyer. So I'm going to click on that one so I can kind of show you the MLS integration. So I'm going to click on that. And every time I click on it, it's going to say use this brand template. Okay, I'm going to click on use this brand template. All right, great. 1 second. Let me search for it. There we are. I might have used that too much.
I think you like that design.
I do. Let me see. I think I've just been using it a lot. Here we go. Nope. That's why. Okay. Don't get mixed up. I did that on purpose so that I can show you guys that you have to be in the right account in order to access them. So, so how you make sure you're in the right account is just click on here again and make sure that you are in the one that says canva.kw.com. So here I am. I'm going to go back to that so that I can show you from beginning. Here we are. All right. So here is a plain flyer. It has everything that I need. What I need to start doing is bringing my information over. So if you are inside a design, and you do have to be inside a design for this to work. So I went to brand and I clicked, I just searched modular. I found this because I particularly want to show you a couple of things with this one. So if I'm in this design, I clicked use this template. There's apps on the left-hand side. Right here, I'm going to want to click on that. And in search Canva apps, I'm going to search KW. Okay. And this is being recorded, so if you need to come back and watch, you can. And then I think Amy added all of these resources in there as well. But you'll see right here. Okay, good. You'll see right here it says KW Keller Williams. When you click on that, mine's already connected. But if it wasn't, so I'm going to disconnect it just so I can show you. It's going to say open. And then I'm going to say connect. And then I will just sign in.
And that's the same as your command login.
Yes, very good point. Thank you, Amy. So then once you've connected, if you, I don't actively sell right now, but if I did, this is where all my listings would be. Now, this is the beauty of it. Since you have access to all of the MLSs, you actually have access to your peers' listing. So let's say if I was going to do a open house for Amy, I could click on all listings. And then all of the listings are going to appear right here. And I can search by address or I can search by MLS number. So let's say that this 5225 Little Falls Road is Amy's listing. And I wanted to make a flyer on this. I can click on here and it brings in all of the photos from the MLS. This is a real house, you guys. It looks like AI to me just because it's so pretty. But I can click on it and it will add it to the right side, or I can click and drag into the spot that I want it to go into, and it will replace it there. So I can go and add whichever photo I want, and you'll see how it kind of becomes transparent when it's about to take over that image. Then I can release. You do want to follow where the pointer is. I know that that was something that I've seen with Mac users, that it has to be right where the pointer is. So let's do that. I'm going to pick just 2 photos. The other beauty about it is anytime I drag these photos over, what happens is that it goes to my uploads. So right here on the left-hand bar, which I will refer to often, you'll see a couple of different options. You'll see uploads where you can upload your own photos. You'll see elements. This offers graphics, it offers audio, it offers videos, it offers photos, it offers all kinds of things that are stock that you don't have to pay for because they are complementary with your enterprise account. So there's that. Also, you're going to see your KW app there too. So it'll appear right here. I just went a little crazy on some stuff, but if you ever needed to look for anything, and if you wanted to look for your KW app, you can just go right here and search KW to bring it back up. Now, you don't have to connect every time. So now that I'm connected, it's just going to come up. So here I was dragging over the photos and I dragged over the ones that I wanted. Now you see right here at the top, it says images. There's also a tab that says details. So this is great. If I click on details, it brings in all of the information from the MLS, which makes it very easy for me to replace the information. So same thing as how we dragged over the pictures, you can drag over the price. So right here, if I click current list price, I can click and I can drag over. You see how the pointer is right there, and then I release and it replaced. So there's that. The only one that you won't be able to do that is with the logo. And that's because of the format that it's in, but I'm going to show you an easy hack that I like to do because one of the other questions that I normally get is, okay, this has KW's brand. How do I bring in my brand? Well, got a solution for you. However, first I want to show you, you see how there's a very short description right there? Now look at this, baby. It's long. It is super long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it over, and you see how it turned it into tiny little font? Well, what I can do is I can click on it, and if I click on the purple box where it contains the tiny little font, I can click on this purple pencil, and it does magic, right? I can click on that, and I can click on shorten, and what it will do is it uses AI, and it grabs the description that was already there, and it shortens it. Now, I do always, with anything AI, I always want to go back and make sure that it is good. I don't want it to make, I don't want it to say anything that it just made up or anything like that. So it doesn't look like it hasn't done anything like that for me yet. And yet AI sometimes can be unpredictable. As it says, AI can make mistakes. So please check for accuracy. So it's shortened it from this long description to this little description. I could say more like this, or I can say this, but shorter, or anything of that matter. So I can, once I've done that, I can click replace, and it's still really tiny. So this line on the side, this is the width. So this purple line that you see that's highlighted right now, This is the width. I can click and drag to make it shorter in the width, and then I can click on this purple dot to expand it. Now I can go in and make it however I would want. If I wanted to go shorten that, I could. I can also move in these pictures. Just keep in mind the KW templates are guidelines, so you can go in and you can make it however, whatever design you wanted. If you wanted to change anything or you want to make it longer, you can do that too. So here's that. Now, let's say it's really tiny and I can't read it and I can't tell if that actually looks good. You see on the bottom right here where it says 55%, that means I'm only looking at it for 55%. So I can go ahead and I can make to 100 so that I can see if that's going to be big enough for me on paper to read. So I probably would go up a little bit because it's really tiny, but I'm just going to shorten it just a little bit. And I'm going to bring in the width again, and then I'm going to expand it a little bit more. And you can also mess with the font size right here. So right now it's saying it's 7.5, but I can make it 8.5 to make it a little more legible. So that's how I would do that. You can also click and just edit anything that you wanted. Anytime you click on something, it's going to give you this edit bar at the top. This is going to be your friend, because even if I click on a photo, I can go in and I can click edit and it will give me different options. Now this one looks, okay, yeah, it's just the picture. If there is a photo that's a little bit grainy, maybe it's this guy. Oh, it's just small. If there's any photo that is a bit grainy, so I'm just going to bring a grainy one for you so that you can see. This uploads. Okay, you see how this guy is grainy and the words are on top? So I can say position to bring him to the front. So position to front like that. And then if I click on him, I can click on edit and I can go down to image upscaler. And I can click 8 by. So I'm going to click upscale. And what it will do is it will upscale the image. So this works pretty well if you had any grainy photos or if you just had a photo that wasn't the right resolution. So it shows you a before and after. So I'm going to replace it so y'all can see. See the difference in that? So that's a great tool to utilize. And also you're going to have a whole bunch of other tools in that edit bar too that we will go over. So that's how you bring in the MLS information. There are different ways to bring in the logos. One of the ways to do it is through projects, which we'll talk a little bit more about that. I'll get into a little bit more. But if you were in projects, you can search all projects and you can go to folders and you should have an MC folder in there that you can bring in your logos. You also have the option to go back into the MLS, which feeds from your, that feeds from your command profile. But I'm going to show you something that I think is easier. Y'all can tell me if you think it's easier, but for right now, this is what I'm going to show you. So if you were in the listings, you can click on profiles and you should see your profile and you can click those over. If you see the projects very easily as well, you can bring that over. This is what I like to do. Okay. So I'm going to leave this as is because I'm going to show you how to create a brand page that you can easily access throughout any design that you were going to make. So what I usually do is I click hamburger home. So if you're ever in doubt, hamburger are the 3 lines right here. And so I click hamburger home. Okay, so here I am. I'm in the plain Canva dashboard home. I'm going to make sure that I'm in the middle templates highlighted in purple, and I'm going to type in the word brand. Now, what comes up are these little brand pages. These are great because they keep you in brand. Anything that you need to remember to put in, it's there. I usually click this one just because it has the basics. So I click here. And then what I do is I just create everything that I'm going to need ever. Now you can get fancy with it and they have all kinds, but I was trying to make mine really cute and I was trying to make it work and everything fit so perfectly. And then I went to a class and I had this guy and he just started loading stuff on this page and guess what? It worked exactly the same. So it doesn't have to be neat. All you have to do is come in and replace this with all of the stuff that you would use normally. So I make this plain template. I'm going to change the color on this so that I can see the white. So what I did was I just clicked on the background right here and it highlighted that. And then I'm going to click a light gray just so that if I have any white logos that they will show up. I'm going to click on uploads right here. And this is where I'll add any of like my headshot, all of the logos I want to use, anything that I would need in any kind of design. So right here, I'm going to add these logos. And this is how you can make sure sometimes the profiles won't have the certain colors that you need. Now you can't change any of the colors of KW, but you can change your color logo. But I just want to make sure to tell you, you can't change the KW logos. So then I'm going to add this luxury one right here. If I do luxury, I'm just going to add all of the logos that I wanted. I'm going to add my personal logo right here. And so how you do this is you just click upload files and that will let you upload any photo that's in your library. I'm going to scroll on down till I find my headshot. Now you see how my headshot has a blue background and I normally don't use that background. What I would do is I just click on it. And because we have this enterprise, you'll have this background remover. So I can click on the photo, I can click on background remover, and my photos doesn't have a background anymore. And so these are all the things I normally use. Now, let's say I have certain brand colors that I use along with the KW colors. I'm going to pick really funky colors because I want to just show you how it will work. So instead of this little tan one, I'm just going to pick a funky green that's not going to be in the typical colors. Okay, I'm trying to make it funky. Okay, maybe that. Okay, so right here, let's say those are my colors that I normally use. I can click on any font. It doesn't have to say this, but you can click on any font and click on the fonts that you normally use. So I always use Oswald. If you've seen any of my stuff, that's my consistency. I like to stay on that brand. I'm going to click on all of the all of the fonts that I normally use. Because once I've set this up, I won't have to go search for all of the things that I normally do. I won't have to go to the folders. I won't have to go to the projects. I won't have to go anywhere because this is my branding page. So I'm going to select a couple of fonts so that you can see. So I have my logo, I have my fonts, I have my KW's logo, and I have my headshot. Another thing that I think you can also put in here is a QR code. So if you have a QR code that you normally use that goes to your website, if you have a QR code that maybe if you go into your KW app or KW command app and you pull up your business card, you'll see a little QR code there too that will have someone download your information. You can do that. You can also make a QR code right here in Canva. So if you see apps on the left-hand side, you can click on apps and you can type in QR and push enter. Now you'll see a whole bunch of different ones, and I will tell you the one that doesn't make you sign up or sign in to anything is just going to be this plain QR code one. I'm going to click that plain QR code one. And all it asks me for, well, first it will say open for you guys, but once you've done that, it's just going to ask you for a URL. So I'm going to put in my website right here. And once I do that, it will let me also customize the colors if I wanted to. So let's say if I wanted the foreground color to be KW red, I could do that. And then I just click generate code. And that's how people make QR codes on Canva so easily. You can just leave it as the black too, but I just want to show you because in the next thing we'll do is I'll show you how to utilize this page. So I always suggest to make a brand page, and then I suggest to name it at the top. So I'm going to say Jannel's recent brand because I've been doing this quite a bit. So now once I've done this, I'm going to click on file, I'm sorry, hamburger home. I'm going to do hamburger home. Okay, how are we doing? Is there, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay?
Yeah, there was some people that were not getting connected to the KW app, so I put some troubleshooting tips in the chat. And then
Oh, sometimes you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
actually be in a design.
it
That's
was
what
just
I've learned.
spinning. And Angie had a good point here. She said it popped up, but it was like hiding behind another screen. So maybe that's what's going on.
Oh, thank you, Angie, for that. And thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
So once you've made your brand page, you can actually star it. And so that it comes up at the top, you'll see right here, Jannel's recent brand is right there on the top for me. Now, if I were to go to any brand page now, I can go, let's say I'm going to go create an open house flyer. I'm going to click on brand right here. And then I'm going to click on, I'm just going to say open house. Okay, awesome. Here's some open house flyers. I'm going to click on this one right here just to show you. So here's my open house flyer that I'm going to do. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to say use this brand template. Perfect. So again, if I have this, I can go to, it should populate right here, your KW, but for me, I just use a lot of apps. So I'm going to just do apps. I'm going to do KW, enter, and here it is. So I'm going to do all listings because I'm going to do that 5225 Little Falls Road. Okay, it's right here. So all I have to do is I can click on it and I can click and drag the house over. So you'll see that it's actually a different position. So I can actually do flip and flip vertical and try to get it to match that up, which it's not. So we'll play with that. But here, and you're going to see like my OCD come out, but here's just what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to drag these photos in. Okay. So I'm dragging these in. I'm putting those correct wherever I wanted to. Those are both. I would just shift this down. Okay. So once I've done that, I'm going to take all these out. And Control Z and Command Z are your friends, because what that usually does is just undoes any mistakes, and you can actually delete anything just by doing backspace. And so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to replace that just like that to kind of have a little bit clean. I'm going to drag this photo over. So I have those three. Now, my point of this is so that I have my logo and all of the information there that I need. I have 2 pages and then I have an add page button. I can click this add page button, and what will come up is just a blank page, which this one's an Instagram story because the second one's an Instagram story, but I can click right here and I can add any kind of page that I wanted. So I can say print, doesn't really matter because we're not using it to be pretty, but I'm just going to do portrait. And then if I go over to the app that says projects, I'll see my recent brand. So I can click on that. It brings it on over, and I can either drag myself into the first post, or I can copy and paste it in there. And so here I am, I'm putting my photo. I'm gonna move this over to the side by clicking and dragging. I'm gonna move this over to the side because I need to put the KW logo. So that was a little reminder of to me that I needed to put the logo. So I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna grab the logo that I wanted. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna paste it right where I wanted. I'm gonna grab my logo that I use. I'm gonna put that in here too. And then now, let's say I wanted open house to be in my funky blue. Because I brought that page over, I can click on where it says open house, and I can click on the colors, and you'll see my funky colors are right there. So I can click open house. Say, wait a minute, but that's not the font I like to use. So I can click on it, and now the most recent fonts, or the fonts that I like to use, are going to be right there. So it's my own brand kit that I brought over. It's starting to look more like mine. I can click on here and I can make that Oswald because that's the other font I use. So there's that. If I don't like that it's too close together, or if I wanted to spread them out, I can highlight, and I have options right here. So I can spread out the letters like that to make it a little more spacious. And I can spread the lines just like that. And so that was right on the toolbar under this T. I can also select multiple items by clicking Shift, holding one down, and then holding the other down. Once I do that, so Shift to multi-select, Shift to multi-select. Once I do that, I have the option of group, I have the option of magic ray, I also have the option for these three dots, and I can say align element to the left if I wanted to do that. Or I can align to the middle, but that's just another feature. Then you see how I'm missing a whole bunch of things on my brand page? Guess what wasn't affected was my brand page. It's going to stay the same every time because I'm pulling it into this design. So no worries about messing anything up if you're bringing it into any design. Then I can delete any page. So I can go in here, I can delete these pages that I don't want, and I just have my page right here. From here, I can go into share, and I can say download, and it lets me download as a PNG. It lets me download as a PDF. It lets me download as whatever I wanted to. There's also different options that I can say see all. I can share, I can save to my Google Drive. I can also post to socials. Amy, were you gonna ask something? Oh, no, okay.
Nope. I'm just
Okay.
reading through the chat.
Okay, cool. Anything that I need to slow down or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Looks like we got our last person connected, so that's good. Oh, and I just saw Angie just put something new. Do you? Oh, okay, never mind. We're good. We're good.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I see that question that you said, do not use the brand button. No, because the brand button is going to have all of your KW brands. Now, if you use the same colors as KW and all of those kinds of things, yes, but this is your option to have your own brand kit inside our enterprise account. So kind of just a little loophole. You'll star it and it just brings it in. And it's the same thing. You just are not in your brand because you'll see right here, it has all of KW's brands. So that's how you would utilize your own one. No, you can't. But if you made a brand page, you can put your colors and then it would be the same thing. So that's kind of the way to make your own brand kit, is to make a brand page. So just shift it from kit to page, and that's how you do it. So a couple of other things that you can do. Now, I just wanted to show you some of the features that you can use. Do we need to design our own brand kit, or can we just use KW? You can just use KWs. I just do it because of my logo and my headshot, and I like everything to be all right there. So I like to have the logo in every single color, like the white, the red and white, the red and gray, all of those immediately, so that I'm not having to go look for them. Because once you start clicking on the photos in your MLS, they're going to start going into your uploads. And when did we get access to this? On the 5th, and look at mine already. Oh, there's a million of Chad because I always use his photo to clear it up. But you see how it's already so messy. So that's why I like to have the brand page and have everything there. Now you could create a folder, but folders, I think, can get a little convoluted. I just like to have it right there. I like to bring it in and make it easy. So here's a couple of other things that you can do. If there's a whole bunch of features in inside Canva that you can use. So I'm going to just go to elements right now, and I'm going to say family in front of house. All right, so I have this family right here. I'm going to utilize, and I'm going to show you some of the different features using this picture. So any photo that I have here, I can right click and I can say set image as background, and it'll do that. If I want to take it out of a frame, or if I want to take it out of the background, I could say detach image from background. Okay. Now, if I click on it, remember I told you about this toolbar up here that it gives you different options. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit. Now, let's say if I didn't want that soccer ball to be in the picture, I can click on magic eraser. So in the real estate world, where I would utilize this is if there was a car in my listing photo, or maybe there was a cord in one of the photos that I just wanted to erase. I can come over here and I can click magic eraser, and I can either click or brush. So right here's a little soccer ball. I can click on that and I can click erase. And what it will do is it'll detect what's around it, and it'll make it look like it's not there. So see, soccer ball gone.
I did this at one of my properties. One of the ones that I own, I was taking some before and after shots of updates, and my dog walked through the picture, but it was the best one for the lighting, so I erased him from the picture.
That is a very good use case scenario. Another thing that you can do in here is you can change the background. I wouldn't want to change this, but in one of my classes they were curious, so we put them on a beach. But there's other ways, there's other things that you can change. So let's say if you're doing a closing and you don't like the background, you can change it, etc. You also have the option for magic grab. I think that this is a great one because it doesn't just take out the background. What it does is it separates the image from the background, which gives you the ability to do a couple of different things. So I'm going to show you right here for this matter. So make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to set this image as background. And if you double click, it will let you reposition. So all I did was double click, and I'm going to reposition them to kind of the right side right there. And right here, I'm going to click on edit, and I'm going to do magic grab. I'm going to grab them out of the photo. Now you see they're right there, but I can move them around. Why this comes in handy is I'm sure you've seen this trend. So I'm going to click some font. So I clicked on the T for font, and I'm going to just type in buyer's guide. Just pretend that this is a cover for a buyer's guide. I'm going to shorten it. I'm going to expand it. There's a lot of gap right there. So I'm going to click on the T to make the gap shorter. I'm going to click on a line to the right for both. I'm going to make that just okay. And you're like, okay, Jannel, but the S is covering the little girl's head and the E is covering the mom's hair. And I can't see it. So first of all, I'm going to change this to white. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to click the font color. I'm going to change it to white. Still can't see it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to do effects. You can do lift and give it some background like that. That's a little better. And then you see this position on the toolbar, I'm going to position that backwards. So I'm sure you've seen that trend because it's always covering just a little bit of the words and it's kind of out of the way. So you have that. What I can do also now is I could go to elements and I can add a square and change this to black. I'm going to expand it, cover everything. And then I'm going to go to the transparency and I'm going to make it a little bit transparent. And then I'm going to push that to the back. So backwards, backwards. There we go. So those are a couple of tricks that you can do on there. You can also go in there and let's say, I'm going to click on these so you can see the other options. Magic edit, you can change anything in a photo. So I have, let's say if I have a picture that I want to change something that's, for example, if I had a photo of a house and I wanted to put a for sale sign there, I could do that. I could magic edit and add a for sale sign. Grab text. Have you ever had something that was like a screenshot or a picture with words on it, but you can't copy it because it's a picture? If you load that into here, you can click on grab text and you can grab that photo. Grab those words. The other one is magic expand. When I've seen that use, let's see where, oh, sorry. Let me get to where I had my slides. Oh gosh, I'm disorganized. Here we go. Okay, so right over, did not have it. Let's say if you had someone's arms cut off. I don't know why I don't have that one. Have you ever seen a photo where it's, let me show you.
Maybe like a headshot and somebody's got their arms crossed, but half their body is, half their arm is chopped off.
Yeah. So if it looks something like this, where it kind of looks awkward. And if you put it in a picture, it just looks, on a flyer, it looks very awkward. You can click on edit and you can do magic expand. And what it will do is it will let you, now this guy's already has his arm, but you can actually expand it to create the arms. It'll give you 4 options. Sometimes it will be a little crazy for the first 2, but there's always one that's okay. And if you can always regenerate. So that will, and it will also expand the background. So let's say you only had a portrait image of a photo. You can actually do magic expand and expand the background as well. So that's another option there. You can add shadows for any depth. I encourage you just to look through all of these. I have agents that were playing with the virtual try-on app and putting themselves in different clothes and changing their headshots. That's fun. And yet there's a lot of different things for real estate that you can do in here. So the other one that I wanted to show you was, let's say you have your own logo. You can't change the KW logo. You can only change the your logo. But let's say if I have my logo and I wanted to change it to pink because it was Valentine's Day. I can click on it and I can go to edit, and I can go to this guy, duotone. And from here, I do have options that I can change the color of my logo to, or I can go to custom and I can pick my very own color that I wanted. So let's say I wanted more like of this salmon, then there we go. That's how you would change that. There's a couple of other things that I want to touch on really quick. So that's kind of how to use the editor. You can go in and play with it. Also, if you are, I'm in a hamburger home. So you see where we got the email in the beginning, right here on the bottom left. This is your email, the one I said you can log into your phone with. This is the one where this would be the email that you share designs with. If you see help and resources, there is a design school right here. Design school will walk you through whatever you wanted. It will, if you wanted to learn more on the AI, you can learn on that. If you wanted to learn more about the Magic Suite, you can learn on that. It'll have everything right here. And then what you will see as well is this bar. So we talked about home, and this is where you'll see all of your recent designs, and you'll see the templates right there of Canva. Projects is the second one. This is where you can go in and see folders that KW has shared. Sometimes people will share their templates, and then you'll see your MC folder right here. Be very careful because sometimes I see people go in and delete stuff, and I also see people who have shared things that they weren't supposed to. So when in doubt, just be careful who you share it to, and how you share it and who you share it to will be right here. Okay. And this is where you can pull logos and all of those kinds of things if you wanted to. But I tend to stay away from here because I am the person who would accidentally share it to the whole market, to the whole KW. So I just try to avoid this page. And then you'll have, is that not right? I probably would. So then you have templates right here, and then this is just the Canva templates. Brand, we talked about, brand is going to be the KW templates. Now, this one is my favorite, and this is going to be the last one that I talk about. But right here on Canva AI, you have the option to do design for me. And if you don't know what to do with that, it gives you options right here. So there's a whole bunch of different designs that you can do. You also have, if you X off of that, so if you say design, you can say design for me a logo, design for me a presentation, design for me social media, and let's make a Instagram story. And then you can describe what you want it to make. Those are cool, sure. Create an image, that's cool too. Just be careful because sometimes you have 6 fingers, you know that. I did create a happy couple with and they're carrying moving in boxes, and the girl was carrying like 12 with one hand and the guy was carrying one on his pinky. And you just be very careful with those, and remember that you have to say if they're AI generated. Draft a doc. If you don't know what you can do with that, it also gives you different ideas right here. This is the cool one. Right here, this says code for me. This is phenomenal, the things that it can do for you. So I have created first-time home buyers Jeopardy. So you can see right here what that looks like. All I said was create a first-time home buyers interactive Jeopardy game for someone who's going to want to buy in Texas. And what it did was it created all of these, and you can say home inspection for 400. And then you get whoever says show answer. So you can actually do all kinds of things like that. Another thing that I've used it for is create a mortgage calculator for me. Create a checklist for me, an interactive checklist for me. It gives you other ideas right here, but what I've been using it most recently for is to create quizzes. So quizzes are a great way to create social media engagement. Have y'all ever seen the post or something that says, what kind of home are you? Are you contemporary modern? Are you an industrial home? Or which home would you choose? People love to do those kinds of things. So you could say, create a interactive quiz. I want the results to be contemporary, modern, industrial. Why can't I think of any other ones right now? Luxury, you can think of all of the options that you wanted to result into. And you can say, I want to ask 2 or 3 questions leading up to that answer. And then what it will do for you, it will create a quiz, and you can post a quiz and say, hey guys, I just created a quiz. I would love to see your screenshots below. And what did you do right there is you just created content that people can interact with. They can have fun, and you've gamified your lead gen experience. Well, I haven't had one where AI has the wrong answer, but you can just, if you did, all you would have to do is when it generates for you, and I didn't do it right here, but because it'll start coding for you, and you could say, hey, this question is wrong. Will you go and change it? Another thing you can do is you can feed it the information that you wanted to. So this one I all created just by AI, but let's say you had a doc and it had all of the questions that you wanted and all of the answers that you wanted. You can paste that right here and say, I want you to create a game out of this right here. And it will do that as well. So I took pictures of my quizzes in Quantum Leap, and I put them into ChatGPT and say, could you put this in a format that I can have Canva make me a quiz for? And that's what it did for me. But you can see there's all kinds of different things right here that you can do. And if you get stuck, there's more options that you can do here. But I would say go play with it and have fun doing it. And the last one right here is create a video clip. It does use VEO, so VEO3, which if you're not familiar is the best video generator that there is in the business right now. So Gemini uses VEO3, DaVinci uses VEO3. Now this does have kind of more of a basic version, so you may want to play with it and may want to get to that. You can't upload photos or anything like that yet, but if you click on it, you can see that a lot of stuff is coming. So it says coming soon. What I've used this for is to create B-roll for me. So I could say, create a neighborhood drone video, and then I would utilize that. So that's how you can utilize that function. But I would encourage you just to go into the letters right here, and then go over to help and resources, and then go to design school. And if you wanted to learn anything in specific, you can come learn it. You can come and say, you can click on the hamburger, and it gives you more options. So I can't say this word ever because I'm Hispanic, but let's try it. Cheat sheets.
You did it!
Yay! Okay, so right there, it's going to have all of these that you can utilize. You also have activities. These are my favorite because I'm a hands-on learner. So if I wanted to go learn how to do Magic Eraser, I can go to activities and I can say Magic Eraser, and what it will do is it'll give me the activity and it says exactly how to do it. So I can say view activity, and then it's going to tell me how to do the steps on the left side. So it says select the photo, okay, and then hit edit, and then click Magic Eraser, and it says click on the bowl of ice cream. So that's exactly how you can play, and you can learn how to do different things. There's also videos. If you're more of a video learner, you have all of these. You can have courses where you can get certified, and lessons. I will tell you, my personal favorite is activities. That's how I think is the best place to learn, is just because you're in it and getting to it. Any questions on that?
Nothing new came in the chat.
Okay, awesome. The other things that I wanted to talk about, just because I think it's really important just to get in front of it, is generative AI. So this is kind of a different step of Canva. So if you have any questions on Canva, feel free to ask right now, because I'm just going to cover this just a little bit. Just a few things. I promise I won't take too long. Okay, so generative AI right now, we have to get in front of AI. So if you're familiar with SEO, and if you're not, it's just a fancy way to say how you rank in Google. So it's search engine optimization and which keywords that you utilize in order to populate on Google's front page. Well, right now we're in the race to start populating in AI. So in ChatGPT, in Claude, in Grok, all of the different ones that there are there. So the language models, which I know that Amy has a wonderful class that she does on AI. So any of those, in order to populate, you are going to have to start thinking in direct questions and answers. So if you don't already blog, and I know blog seems like it's so ancient now because it's such a thing of, and this is so crazy to say, almost 20 years ago is when people first started blogging. But we're going back to that time because what AI is looking for is data sets. So anything that can provide you data sets. And so that's going to be reviews, testimonials, because that builds your credibility. And the other thing is social media. And that's kind of how it all ties together, because one of the things that you want to do is make sure that your social media is updated. You want to make sure, even if you don't need to update anything, go in there, change a few words just so that it shows that you're active and keeping up with everything. Blogs, this is going to help you a lot with blogs. Canva is going to help you create different images and different things that you can blog with. Let's say neighborhoods, those kinds of things. You can start blogging on those, as well as, so we talked about, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is another one that kind of has been left behind, but anything business generated for B2B, so business to business, for generative AI, you are going to want to update it. So that means our Facebook business pages that we usually just have there for compliance, start utilizing those again, start feeding it some of these Canva designs. It's so easy to create content. It's right there. Create it and then also just feed it and feed your LinkedIn. There is one more thing in Canva that I want to show you, because this makes everything so much easier. So if you are in Canva, and if you are, let's hamburger home, and then we go to apps, you'll have every app that you can integrate. Some of them are KW, some of them are not. You'll see ads, everything like that. But let's open the hamburger and you're going to see content planner. Right here, I see everybody's stuff. I don't want to see everybody's stuff. So I'm just going to click over here where it says all calendars, and I'm just going to click your calendar so that it only shows mine. I can come in and I can click the plus sign, and I can click on any recent design that I did. So this open house one that we did together, and I can schedule it right here, and I can say select a channel, and I can do my channel, and I can write a caption, and I can schedule these. Now I will get to why everybody's are showing up. And then if I wasn't feeling creative, and let's say, oh gosh, National Pancake Day is coming up, I can click on that and it will give me all of these different designs that I can just click and then add my branding for my branding page, and I have a post for that day. So very easy to create content. Now, once you've connected, so you can connect your social accounts, make sure to click right here and say manage social channels, and make sure that you only have the permission. Okay. So any social channel that belongs to you, you can make sure that it has the position. But this is people who have shared it to everybody. You will not want to share it to anybody. So when in doubt, just keep it, make sure you're not sharing to KW Associates. Okay, just
Yeah,
be
and
very,
if anybody has already done that, there is a way to undo it. So just reach out to your local tech trainer and they can help you switch it back to just you versus all of KW.
yeah. But but it is a very cool tool, right, Amy?
It is, and it makes it so easy. And then
Oh,
especially pair this with AI and it can do all the like generation of the content. So like you can use something like ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want, whatever platform you use for your AI that can generate the actual content for like, I don't know what to say, and it will come up with the words for you. And then you can pair it with Canva to come up with the design, and then you can just schedule it through Canva and you could schedule a whole month in a few hours.
that's a very good point, and I definitely agree to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So, and don't be scared of it. Go in and play. You can't break it. I've
Yes.
tried.
You can always hit undo.
Yeah. Any
All right. What did
questions?
you guys learn? Yeah, questions? What's something you want to put in action after today? Jules said awesome. I see. I like the calendar thing. That's awesome. Shara. Jules content calendar. Oh, it's Felicia on Jules' account. Angie, create my brand page to start. I love the brand page. Yeah, since we don't have brand kits on the enterprise account. So just to reiterate on that, Jannel showed us that you can make a brand page for your own brand. If you are using all the KW stuff that is in the brand kit, we've done one for the Mid-American region where like we obviously use the KW colors, but Mid-America has their own logo that's not a generic KW logo. Same thing with all of your market centers. So we still made a brand page for ourselves so that we could put all the little things that we use regularly, like there's the logo that says KW, where entrepreneurs thrive. We use that a lot, so we put that on our brand page. We put all the colors on there. I have the command blue as one of the colors on mine because that's not in the KW brand kit. So it's okay if you're using the KW branding for yourself. That's why it's there. It's meant to make your lives easier. But if there's an element or a logo or something else you want to add to it, or you don't want to use exactly the same fonts as KW, go ahead and add it to that brand page. And then it's at your fingertips and you don't have to look it up every single time. What else
Um,
have we got? Oh, and will this be oh yes. Yes, I didn't say this at the beginning of class. Sorry about that. I do have a YouTube channel. It is The Social Stack, so youtube.com/The Social Stack, and I'll put that in the chat. And this video can go live probably Monday. It'll go out in my newsletter on Monday, so everybody in the Mid-American region gets a new like a electronic tech update newsletter from me. So that link will be in there. And I just put in the chat the MAR Tech Hub, so the Mid-American Region Tech Hub, and the link to my YouTube channels on there as well. Good question. Thanks,
and
Anna.
and I also saw Patty's question on, she wants to know more
Oh.
about GEO. I put my presentation that I usually do for GEO in there. And I
Yay!
know that Amy is an AI expert, so I'm sure she can dive in a future class or something like that.
Do all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah. There's so much you could do with AI. Jannel and I were just talking about that before class.
Yeah.
All right. So is everybody on here connected now? You connected to you registered for your KW Canva account. Oh, I see in the chat. A yes. Okay. I know a few more people got connected on the call. So wonderful. You guys have taken the first step. You have access to all the KW branded templates, the KW colors, all the amazing tips and tricks that Jannel showed you to help you with your more advanced usage. I can put anything you want in the chat. Again, I put links in there for how to move your designs from your original Canva to the KW Canva account. I've also put in a link for how to Oh, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share my screen real quick to go over that sharing. If you want to create resources to share with others. I think I shared the wrong screen. 1 second. Here we go. So Jannel touched on this, and I just wanted to reiterate. I'm going to go home here. So if I go to projects, let me turn this on. There, you guys see my cursor better now? If I go to projects here, Jannel showed where there were lots of folders in here because, oh, my internet's slow. Sorry, guys. There's lots of folders in here because people have shared it with all of KW. And it's okay to share resources with people. However, when you share it like this, I can go into any of these folders and make edits to anything, which means I'm editing that person's original design. And I don't think that's how they intended to share these documents and templates with everybody. So if you do want to share something, whether it's a folder or a specific design, just make sure when you hit add new, I'm going to do folder in this case. Name it whatever you want. Whoops. And you can just share. I see Angie's at the top of my screen. Oh, you're probably Angela, aren't you? Oh, no, there you are. So I'm going to share this with Angie. And right now, Angie has edit abilities. That means she can change anything on there, even if it's the original document. If I want to share it with her so that she can see it and make her own template, I can change that edit to view. So now she can see it and she can make a copy and make edits on hers and it won't affect my own. Notice that KW Associates is defaulted to not shared. That's what you want. If you open it up to all KW Associates, that means that everybody in the entire company has access to it and will be able to edit it. So I don't think that's what you want to be doing. So you can come in here and share and change those share settings if you want to, but most people actually want that left on not shared and they want to share it to specific people. And then notice here it says notify team members. I always leave that on. Angie, I'm going to send this test folder to you. And what will happen is there's this little bell icon on the bottom left, just under or just over where your initials are. So on Angie's end, she's going to have a little notification here. And when she clicks the bell icon, it will say, just like this, somebody shared something with you. And then she clicks it and it will be in her account. I see her nodding her head. Do you see it, Ange? Oh, maybe she froze. But I also have this new test folder right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that because there's nothing in it. But that is going to be best practice for sharing. And it'll be the same thing, just like Jannel showed with the social accounts. You don't want to share that. You don't want to give other people the ability to post on your social media. So just make sure that those permissions are not enabling other people to do that when you set up that calendar, because it is a really cool tool. Okay, that was my extra 2 cents. I see.
I love it.
Yeah. Didn't explore yet. I'm just looking at the chat. Can we share with someone not in my market center? Yes, you can share. You have to have, Patty, that's a great question. You do have to have their Canva email. So like I have a few different emails. Let's say they have a business email and a personal Gmail and their Canva account is connected to their business email. You can't share it with their personal email. It has to go to the email that they use for Canva. But that's a great question. Oh, and Angie said she got the folder. Yay. Fantastic. My computer's dying. I'm sorry. Gotta plug in. All right. Well, Jannel, that was fabulous. I always learn something, even though I've been through lots of your classes and I use Canva all the time. There's always a fun new tip. So I very much appreciate your time. Did anybody have anything that was brand new that they would love to share or thank Jannel for that they learned today? Maybe something you didn't know you could do with Canva. I see people leaning in. You can come off mute. Oh, go ahead, Ange.
I really liked the AI section. I knew it was in there, but I never really explored it. So I jotted down the quizzes and the Jeopardy thing just to have some interactive stuff for social media. So
Yes, I love the idea of Jeopardy for integrating it into like a buyer seminar or something, right? Or on social media. There's so many ways you could use it. Thanks, Angie.
I
Go
love
ahead,
that.
Patty.
Thank you.
I liked learning more about the GEO. That's just something that I heard about just a couple of days ago. So thank you for sharing the presentation, and I'll dig into that. Thank you,
Hey,
Jannel.
thank you. I appreciate that.
You're an excellent instructor.
Oh, thank you.
She is. That's why I asked her to come.
It means the world to me. Thank you.
And I have to give you credit too, Jannel. I know I posted in the chat earlier. There's an answers article that shows how you can get in bulk. You can move your designs from your personal Canva into your KW Canva. And Jannel, even though her name's not on it, is the one that really helped the support team develop that article and get that information to make it easy for you guys to save you time. So thank you for doing that, Jannel.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate
Yeah,
that's so sweet. Thank
you
you.
deserve the credit.
Thank
know.
you.
With all of our updates. We have a group chat and everybody was like, I learned this, I learned that. It was a lot of fun. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, I'll let everybody have a few minutes back to their day. And I would love if anybody on here would go and share with 1 to 5 friends something about Canva that they learned today, and show them how to register if they haven't already. We'd love to be able to get them some resources that they don't already have.
Thank you for having me, and thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks, Jannel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.